from the beginning. To the guy who called me a faggot outside my favorite bar in Austin, Texas. Thank you. Here I was spending the last 24 years of my life thinking I was straight. To think, every time I brushed the hair over my lover's ear and kissed her on the forehead was for nothing. All those text messages and phone calls and I love yous were just a waste of time. What a faggot I must be. I wear pink all the time. I treat women with respect. My iPod constantly shuffles Britney, Gaga, and Fall Out Boy. And to your dismay, I have no problem hugging my best guy friend on the street when he's had the worst day ever. Oh, and let's not forget my voice. Effeminacy equals gay, right? I envy your ignorant bliss. How lucky you are to be able to categorize people so easily. And I do apologize I attacked your social norms. How rude of me to be so homosexual around you. It's lucky you didn't get too close. You may have even caught it. Besides, if you stop to talk to me, you may have gotten to know me. Like, did you know that I'm secretly not gay? I just happen to be raised by my mother and sister, so I have a predisposition towards interior design. Did you know that I write? I think writing a poem is the sexiest thing a person can do. Did you know that I desperately want to find Miss Right and not Mr. Right now? Did you know that I'm absolutely terrified of E.T. the extraterrestrial with those long, creepy, light-up fingers? No? That's because you don't know a fucking thing about me except for preconceived notions of voices. It must be so hard for you around us subhumans who can't marry or adopt or serve in the military. I don't even know why they let us vote. We should probably only have 3/5 of one. It's amazing how that one word you said sums up your decades of disgust and how your body language scared the fuck out of me. I will never forget the hatred in your eyes that brought me back to when I was a little kid and the first time I touched a hot iron. How I couldn't believe something could hurt me that much and how much I fucking hated irons after that. And if you are the poster boy for heterosexuality and you set the bar for straight, I will gladly learn to piss glitter. I will happily change my favorite color to rainbow just to distance myself from people like you. Tell you what, let's make it easy and settle it right now. I'll let you tattoo the word faggot over my forehead so you can tell the difference, but I get to tattoo the word bigot over yours. But leave mine some room for honesty, because right above, I want to put fucking awesome, and above yours, I want to put fucking stupid. Maybe this can catch on. Maybe we can all be defined by the words that are on our foreheads instead of the words that are in our hearts. And if people like you weren't so concerned with sexual identity, mine could say something like poet, or fun, or fabulous. And if you weren't such a fucking coward, yours could say something like accepting, or decent, or human being. So, guy who called me a faggot outside my favorite bar in Austin, Texas. Thank you. You cleared a lot of stuff up for me. But I don't think you're my type. This is a good goddamn city. You guys are fucking hype. Yeah. So, this song, I'm from Philly, man. We are on tour. Beat the beat back. That's what I did with Jersey Shore. We are on tour 2.5 months on the back of a Greyhound bus. But we have some spectacular talent. I'm going to introduce one of my tour mates. Right before we get to Big Papa E, we're going to be doing a couple rounds of poetry. Our good friend, all the way from Dallas, Texas, Tasha Salad and Lennon Simpson. Lennon Simpson.
This is the first time I've ever been to Oklahoma City. Y'all are fucking awesome. So I went through a breakup recently. And I was on Facebook and realized I didn't really want to talk to any of the people that were on my friends list. So I think that's normal. So according to Facebook, I have 572 friends. 572 people have clicked the little button confirming that yes indeed, me and that guy, we go back. Like we go way back. Like we go back to spending sleepovers, twisting coat hangers into antennas, so that we could catch the Cinemax while Goonies run a commercial break. And we go back to Super Soaker shootouts and Nerf gun warfare. Man, we go back to up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start, select. Somebody knows.
Country, baby, yeah!
We go back to doing BMX bike races down subdivision streets and kicking out power slides that made us look like Steve McQueen. And we go back to borrowing the family sedan so we can drive out to the big game and doing power slides that make us feel like Steve McQueen. And we go back to choosing colleges, not for their prestige, but because their proximity to each other would allow us to go on easy weekend road trips. And we go back to that one time we did that one thing with that one girl in that one place, and I swore on an empty case of PBR that I wasn't going to tell a soul. Or more likely, we just go back to the same school. Our lockers might have been in the same hallway. We might have bumped into each other looking for a place to sit in the cafeteria. Maybe we played the name game during freshman orientation, or shit, we might have had a couple of classes together, and I wish this was all it took to be friends. But that's simply not enough. Just a few shared experiences, a couple of party pictures on Facebook, but we're not family. See, a friend, a true friend, is the type of person that will help you hide a body one time, no questions asked. It's more than simply knowing each other's most embarrassing secrets. It's knowing which ones of those secrets are fair game for a laugh, and which ones are absolutely off limits. And speaking of off limits, it's knowing that no matter how drunk I may get, or how hot she may be, your sister is never a good idea. But knowing if I make that mistake, you'll forgive me for it anyway. See, being a friend is more than simply going out for a couple of drinks after work. It's knowing that no matter how seedy this dive bar gets, how big those guys may be, or how much shit I've been talking to them, you've got my back. Because that's just how we roll. And see, being friends is more than just simply learning to live with each other's dark sides. It's knowing that we can see each other at our absolute worst and still steadfastly refuse to believe it. Being a friend is more than just being in the same place at the same time long enough for somebody to snap a picture. It's knowing that no matter what time it is or where I may be going, I never have to go alone. Thank you. And absolutely no gilding of the lily. Please welcome to the stage, Big Papa E!
That's a lot of love in that. Make some noise for Lennon Simpson and Kay Ruckus, my true name. I got a piece. Here we go.
Oh, I got a piece too.
I'm gonna dedicate this to the sexiest motherfucker in this room.
Thank you.
Melissa May.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, this is to you, baby. This is to you. If I had a son, and he came to me as a young man for advice about sex with girls, this would probably be what I would tell him. 1. Buy condoms. Buy them and keep them with you at all times, and use them before you are asked to use them, and use them every time. The peace of mind you allow your partner will free her to be vulnerable with you, and that, my son, is exactly what sex is about. Condoms are sexy. In fact, call buying condoms foreplay. Footnote, if you are too embarrassed to buy condoms, you are not ready to have sex. 2. Kissing is not merely foreplay. Spend entire evenings making out on the couch while fully clothed. Believe me, dry humping rocks. 3. Sex is not just about friction. It's about emotion. Don't worry about trying to find her clitoris. Find her heart. Then she'll help you find her clitoris. 4. If you really want to know how to please a woman, ask her how she masturbates. Then do that a lot. If she claims she doesn't masturbate, offer to take her shopping for a vibrator so you can both learn the vocabulary of her body together. 5. Don't put anything in her butthole you wouldn't want in your own. Footnote. Try a pinky finger. It's kinda awesome. Like you don't know that. I know you had a peek in that ass. I know you had a peek in that ass. I know that. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, don't show ass. I know that was you. I know that was you. Oh. 6. When you go down on her, and you will go down on her, and if you are my son, you will be amazing at it. Tell her how good she tastes. Stop in the middle and kiss her deeply so she knows how good she tastes. And do the same when she goes down on you. 7. Ew? You don't have a girlfriend, do you?
No.
You might want to write this shit down, son. It might help you. 7. A simple Google search yields 1,347 euphemisms for male masturbation, yet only 23 for female masturbation. If guys spent less time jacking off and more time jilling off, this world would be a happier place. 8. Everything you need to know about the importance of the clitoris is in the movie Star Wars. Your partner's body is the Death Star, and you are Luke Skywalker, piloting your penis-shaped X-Wing fighter deep inside her trench. Remember, 70% of all Death Stars cannot be blown up through penetration of the trench alone. It must be through focused contact with that little exhaust port at the top of the trench. Otherwise, any explosions you experience will be merely Hollywood special effects. 9. Just because you've come doesn't mean she has, so don't you dare come before her. Focus completely on your partner. Don't worry about getting yours. You're a guy. You always get yours. Your job is to make sure she's getting hers. 10. If sex with your partner lasts no longer than this poem, you are not making love. You are masturbating with her body instead of your hand. Shame on you. Go back to step 1. You've got a lot of learning to do. Love, Dad.
Last time I had sex, I was sperm. This is the first time I've seen this motherfucker smile all night.
You got too many teeth to be on the ruckus.
Do it, baby. Do it, baby.
So I wrote a breakup poem.
Yeah.
Everyone has a breakup poem. Even if you don't write poetry, you have a breakup poem. I wrote this from when I broke up with someone. Hey God, I miss you. I miss you being a part of my life. I miss talking to you every night. And although you never said much back, you listening still meant a lot. I miss crying to you and sobbing to you when stuff got so ugly all I could do was demand explanations. I miss joyfully thanking you for my close calls. I miss screaming your name while I was intimate. So grateful you had made the earth so I had a place to be intimate. But I lost you. And now instead of being tucked in with your security as my blanket, I'm wrapped in uncertainty. See, when I was little, I understood there was good and there was evil. There was heaven and there was hell. The wicked and the cruel were punished and the righteous were rewarded. Things were black or things were white. But as I grew older, I realized the world is made of shades of gray. And your definitions aren't relevant anymore. See, I begged with God, I pleaded with God. When anything was something I didn't have, I would have taken on worse just to prove He was there. I would have endured fire and brimstone, taking on floods and plagues to prove that my outstretched arm isn't just reaching for air, and my prayers weren't just floating to the stars. So, call me a complainer if you like, but one-sided relationships have never been my style, and my breakup with God was just like any of your breakups, with that awkward in transition phase where hearing the other person's name can contort your inside and you can't get them out of your head, but we returned each other's things. I gave back his book and his artifacts, and I got back my faith, which I put back into myself and decided that if miracles are gonna happen, I will make them happen. Forget the threat or reward of an afterlife to be a good person. Sometimes you can just be a good person, and if God's not gonna be around to love everyone, I swear I will be around to love everyone with one random act of kindness at a time, with thousands of free smiles and hugs thrown in for free with every breath left in my body. Because if this is all we have and there is no afterlife, we have to make every fucking second count by being loving and accepting and spontaneous. And when I die, I will be happy. I will be sated with a knowing smile stuck to my face in a casket in my best suit under a tombstone that reads, "Here lies an atheist, all dressed up and nowhere to go." So I'll miss you, God. But for selfish reasons like peace of mind and fear that you might be the only person that can put up with me. But I'm going to be alright without you. I swear. To you. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe. Ani mitka ageya alecha. I will miss you. And here is a poet that needs no introduction because nobody knows who the fuck he is. Lennon Simpson.
Now sit your ass down. No, sit your ass down. Ladies and gentlemen, he came from Arkansas, but he was my roommate in Austin, Texas for a good 6 months. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Lennon Simpson!
I sold my car in January and bought a bike because
He paid.
fuck that. But that means I had to ride the city bus a lot. Anybody, you all have city buses here? Have you ridden the bus?
They're shitty.
There's a lot of poems riding that bus with you.
Oh, yeah.
So this is one of those. For the heavily tattooed woman on the 1M, 1L. She still rocks the CD player. Covered in stickers from bands she hasn't heard on the radio since she was a freshman in high school. This isn't analog. But in the age of the MP3 player, this is the definition of old school, and it makes me want to know her name. She drags a Paul Mitchell Cosmetics case behind her. This must be her career. She must spend her days making other people feel beautiful by painting their faces, but her face hasn't been painted any shade but loneliness in what seems like years. And this makes me want to tell her that she is beautiful. And the pincushion heart that she has tattooed on her chest lets me know that she's been there. Broken and battered, swearing that this time would be the last time. And kicking herself because last time she said the same thing, but she's never given up. She's kept every needle thrust into her pincushion heart because she knows that someday someone who shares a similar thread is going to come along and they can begin sewing the pieces of themselves back together again. And this makes me want to hear her stories. If pictures are worth 1,000 words, then she has libraries lining her arms, written in a language only she can understand, and I want her to read them to me. I want to hear the one about that time on the playground she managed to swing all the way over the swing set, and how at that moment a little 6-year-old girl learned the true meaning of life. And she still has the scars on her knees and elbows to prove it. And I want to hear the one about the boy she used to date in high school, who broke up with her for the girl that was a little less weird, and how that boy found her on Facebook last week, and his status said bored.
Fuck that
and I
guy.
want to hear the one. And I want to hear the one about the time that she sold everything she'd ever owned, drove to the airport, picked a city off the board, bought a ticket, and just flew. And how she found out that the people all the way over there really aren't all that different than the people right here. And I want to hear the one about the time she had a shitty day at work, but some boy on the bus thought her CD player was cool. He asked her her name and told her she was beautiful. And how that made all the difference. Please welcome back to the stage, the Big Papa E.
Prop.
Fuck it.
Drop thou!
Hey, so check it out. Like I said, we're riding on the back of Greyhound for 2 months. We make just enough money to get to the next gig all summer long. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever thought that you needed to support the arts, this is your opportunity to support the artists. We actually bought our bus tickets, so we're solid, but we have 0 food money. So this is your opportunity. Ladies, who's having a good time? Raise your hand.
Yeah!
Now take that hand and reach into your pocket, ladies and gentlemen. If you got a buck to spare, please help us out. We're going to translate it into food at the supermarket, so we'll have something to eat from the bus on the bus trip from here to New Orleans.
Not that I'm starving. Not that I'm starving.
Thank you very much. I'm going to start this over here with the voice of God, ladies and gentlemen. The voice of God. While you're doing that, I'd like to read a brand new poem, ladies and gentlemen. This is brand new poetry.
New shit!
And this is dead horse.
It's not. Alright, have you guys ever had that friend that's always saying stupid shit and making you feel embarrassed at the party?
Oh no.
And nobody knows how to bring it up. Nobody knows how to bring up their bad behavior, and everybody just kind of winces every time they talk. This is about that sort of thing. So it has a very specific target audience. It's brand new. This is only the 4th time I've read it.
Watch that bucket.
Dear white people, you are embarrassing me. You need to stop doing stupid shit that makes me look bad. For example, just because you like pad thai does not mean you are down with Asian cuisine, hence Asian culture. First off, there is more to a culture than its cuisine. And secondly, there's no such thing as Asian cuisine. There's Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, Szechuan, Mandarin, Cantonese, Laotian, Cambodian, Sri Lankan, Indian, Nepalese, Mongolian, and they're all different. Saying you like Asian cuisine is like saying you like European cuisine. It doesn't mean anything. And if one more white dude gets wisdom tattooed on his body in kanji, I'm gonna shoot somebody. White people!
What?
Muslim does not mean terrorist. Just like Christian does not mean abortion doctor murderer. You can't judge an entire race of people by its most radical elements, so stop. And stop using the word ethnic to mean an ethnicity other than your own. And stop describing beautiful non-white women as exotic. Talking parrots are exotic. Beautiful women who are not white are simply beautiful. White people.
What?
Just because you know all the lyrics to the theme song of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air does not mean you are down with hip-hop. Will Smith has yet to prove he's down with hip-hop. I said it. So name checking his punk ass won't help you. White people.
What?
Stop altering the way you speak to mimic what you think are the speech and slang of the person with whom you are talking. Yes, we can all tell when you've got a black person on your cell phone. It's the only time you use phrases like off the chain and what up, dog? I don't think black people even say those things anymore.
Oh!
And don't tell me you once had an interracial relationship as a means of proving you were open-minded. This is not 1961 Strom Thurmond. In 2010, he called it relationships. And just because you fucked a black girl in college does not mean you were open-minded. It just means you know how to fuck, and that don't mean shit. Around black people because you got beat up by one. If I beat your punk ass right now, would you mistrust all short white poets who are kind of chubby but still kind of sexy? No! So get over it. White poets!
What?
Stop trying. There's a lot of white motherfuckers in this room right now. Stop trying to prove you were down with the struggle. The best way to prove struggle is to write a poem about how down you are with the struggle. In fact, you are never allowed to say the struggle again. Just because you can use the word revolution in a sentence does not mean you are part of one. And just because you can write a poem making fun of other white people does not distance yourself. Well, goddammit, you got me doing it. White people!
What?
Just fucking chill out! And stop trying to prove yourself or apologize for shit. Just live your life and speak your truth and do everything you can to empower others to do the same. If anyone demands more than that, tell them to fuck themselves. You don't have to prove anything to anyone but yourself. And you need to do that shit in private. Peace.
So can we take a quick break?
That's what.
Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Like I said, we are passing the hat for our food money to get to our next gig, which is in New Orleans. We're going to be cleaning up some of the junk that's on the oil spill.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Don't go yet. Don't go yet.
They pay $21 an hour to people who want to go clean, and we want to make enough to like get some gumbo. So we're gonna do like an hour and be like, yeah, I'm good.
Well, we're going to be cleaning up some of the Gulf spill. If you like some of our words and would like to take them with you, we would like to empower you to do that. I have a new book. It's called Pretty Girls Make Me Sad.
Aww.
I know. Ugly girls get me sad too. It's just a different kind of sad.
Boo.
Now, both of my boys here also have books. We also have CDs. Everything's $5. If you really, really want a book so bad you can't stand it, all you got is $3 and a hug. That is legal timber. You know what I'm talking about? It's legal timber. So, we're going to go ahead and take a break. After the break, we're going to go ahead and continue the open mic. But in the meantime, we're going to be over here. Please come and tell us what you thought. Buy a book or just give us a hug. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, you are completely awesome.
I